and thank you for attending the slot. I was told that you should be 95, but the attendance is quite good, 70 of you, including the teachers. Okay, if you can contact your friends, please invite them to join. Otherwise, they might get some missing information. They might miss out some information. Okay, I'm Miss Gan from SMK Sri Bintang Selatan. Okay, just to for the starting part, this is my YouTube. Okay, I have produced 6 videos of how to use the formula. For example, this is in Malay. This is green color, and you shall see another one in blue color. Blue color is in English, right? And this is in Malay. So I take the Malay cover and the content is in English. So I have one set of English and one set of Malay. So this is how to use a shoelace formula there to look for the area of polygon. So now, students having problem with this, how to multiply and minus correctly to get the answer, because once this is wrong, they will definitely get the answer wrongly. So here you have 2 marks. Okay, marks is given this line, in this line, not in the line where you place the value into the formula, but after you operate. Okay, in this line, marks will be given in this line or this line. So you must make sure that your values are correct in order to get the second mark for the answer. So I have come up with a technique how to make sure that you get this correctly. This is the technique that I share with you, right? This is for area of polygon. Okay, for divisor of line segment. So this is another one because somehow you cross multiply and then somehow you lost in space. So this is another technique that I come up with, how to overcome this, because marks will be given here when you have your nx1 plus mx2, okay, and ny1 plus my2 correctly presented here, you get marks, and the answer here you get marks. The problem is when you have this one wrong, your answer is wrong. When your answer is wrong, when you need to use the coordinate to come up with the equation of straight line, or which is parallel, maybe it is parallel to the point, or a parallel pass to the point, okay, parallel to another line given, or perpendicular passing through that point, just because the point is wrong, so the whole equation is wrongly performed. So this is the technique that I come up with. So in order to reach my YouTube, just get into YouTube and then just key in by Dan Fating. Dan Fating is my name. So you choose the YouTube and you watch. And if let's say you enjoy the series and you want more, you please prompt some sentence there to give me some encouragement to come up with more videos. Because if let's say nobody watching, so no point that I create so many things, because it's not easy to prepare the video, to think of, to prepare the script and so on. So this is for you also, not for teachers, but for students, right? So this is something that I would like to share with you. Okay, not to promote myself, please, but it's a part of sharing, so that I want to see every single student get good result for their MX. That's all. That is my intention. Okay, now without further delay, let's go into, okay, Cikgu Azhar said that we should have 93 students. Okay, now this is format paper 1. I was told that you have told about the format of paper 1. So it's objective question, short question of 25 questions, right? And total marks of 80, and duration is of 2 hours. And this is very important, proper allocation for time, in order for you to solve the question right on time, right? Let's say it starts at 10 and at 12. So at 12 o'clock or before 12, you should finish the 25 questions. So this is what you should follow. Okay, 1.5 minutes for each marks. If let's say in the bracket, the question in the bracket given marks is 2 marks, means that maximum time that you can use to answer that question, that particular 2 marks question, is 3 minutes. If you use more than 3 minutes, I'm going to assure you that you will not be able, okay, to finish that paper. Okay, on top of that, I will say that you might not master the skill of MS, either the formula or you don't understand. Okay, it means that you are very weak in your understanding, okay, for any concepts of the question asked. Okay, don't worry about that. I'll try to explain and guide you and give advice to you what should you do as we go on, okay, in our slides later. So, and then this is the level of difficulties of the question 15. This is paper 125. If I have 15, L means low level, very easy question. 15 question, it add up with 7 question, means that I have 22 plus 3, then I got 25. If it is 8, then it plus with 2, then you get 25, right? So now, if you achieve this, okay, your result will be in the level of C or D. Okay, if you achieve this, your result will be at A minus and B and below. Depends on how much mistakes that you do. And this is the category to discriminate the A plus students. So if you aim for A plus, please make sure you pay attention on this. Last year question, a lot of changes in the question asked, in the style of the question. The format is not changed. Okay, format, this is what we call format. 25 question, 80 marks, 2 hours. This is the format. Format is not changed, but the question asked, the style of the question asked changed. How it is changed and how are we going to tackle it, I will explain to you later. So you please pay attention, all right? Don't fall asleep. Okay, now additional materials, you need your calculator, okay, and you need your geometrical sets. Geometrical sets, even though you do not need to use it in exam, but this will help you if, let's say, for a question of coordinate geometry, okay, or a circular measure or something like, something got to do with a geometry, coordinate geometry or geometrical. You may use it to sketch the diagram, to draw the diagram and see what can help you from the diagram. How can it help you to solve that question? Because in the exam, we do not know what is going to haunt, going to haunt us at that moment. Okay, we might get lost, even though it's very easy for us, but that particular moment in exam mode, okay, where you sit, the question paper is right in front of you, you feel nervous and all your ideas has gone. So you need all these tools to help you to bring your idea back. Okay, for scientific calculator, if you're using, please pay attention. There's one part that I need to alert you so that you don't lose marks in your paper later. Okay, and if you want to bring extra calculator to enter the exam hall, please make sure you bring the same model of the calculator. Okay? If you're having 2 different models, yes, you can, you may, but please make sure you know the key are different, placed differently. Okay, so make sure you look at the key before you press the number. Okay, this is format paper 1, and format paper 2, subjective question. Okay, there are 3 sections: section A, section B, and section C. Right. So section A, 6 question compulsory. Section B, given 5 questions, 4 compulsory to answer. And section C, 4 questions, 2 compulsory. For 2, the weightage is on B and C. Right? B and C. Look at 4 questions and 2 questions. B and C will contribute 60 marks out of 100 marks. Okay, the 6 questions here will contribute 40 marks. So it depends on you. In this paper, you say, teacher, I want to solve my question section B first or section C first instead of section A. No problem. But please make sure that you label the number of the question in each page of the answer sheet, right? The numbering of the question is very important. Okay, then the duration of the duration given is 2 hours. The duration for this paper is 2 hours and 30 minutes. And starting from now, you should train yourself to sit right. You sit in a proper manner for 2 hours and 30 minutes for each time that you do your revision, to train yourself to sit down still at that moment. Otherwise, in the exam, because you're not used to it, you might feel restless during the exam, right? So this is also very important. Moreover, we have gone through the 3 months holiday, right? We always sleep in the bed rather than sitting on the chair. Okay, now for this again, proper allocation also 1.5 minutes for each mark. So for part C and part B that you are concentrating, of each question is 10 marks. Please make sure you finish the question given within 15 minutes. Okay, if you finish your question less than 15 minutes And please make sure that your answer is correct and you have done it in the proper manner with the working presented. Because in MS paper 2, working come first. Okay, we give marks to working before the answer, right? Don't say that, oh, I got the answer. I'm using my method, arithmetic calculation. I count it in my mind. So I prompt my answer. No, for us, there is no such a way. You need to show your working. So if let's say you finish your question less than 50 minutes, congratulations. Okay, if you have presented your work in a proper manner, your answer, yes, I can assure you A+ is in your hand. But if you have exceeded the 50 minutes, you have your handphone, you please set your timer for 15 minutes for that particular question, 10 marks. Or you may use other question, let's say 6 marks question, you set your timer for 9 minutes. Please make sure you don't exceed, right? So if let's say you exceed the time, okay, so what I can tell you is that you are still weak in that concept. Okay, you need to do more. Don't go for drilling in the first place. Is if you use more than the limited time given, okay, allocated, okay, do not go for drilling. You need to go back for the concept, study all over again for that particular part because you are weak in. If you are not weak in, you will not definitely, okay, use that much of time to finish that particular question. So this is one thing that you have to bear in mind. Go back for the chapter or the concept, what is to be learned, not drill the question. Drilling is will not help you if you don't understand the question. For me, drilling comes second. The first part is I need to understand the concept. I'll bring you a few questions later. Okay, level of difficulties, paper 2. This question are easy. This question is to make sure that no failure. Okay, and moderate, it should be 4 to 5 questions. And this is to discriminate the A and the A+ students. Right. Why people say that paper 2 is difficult to you, guys? Okay, to you, what do you think? Paper 1 is more difficult than paper 2 or paper 2 is more difficult than paper 1? So what is your choice? Which one is more difficult? Please respond to me in the chat room. Which paper that you feel is difficult? Please respond a bit so that I can see what is the problem that you're having. Okay. Every paper, Adam, what happened to you? Every paper. Okay. So other than that, Adam, okay, paper 2, Nuru say paper 2. Adam, you choose MS on your own, right? Adam? And they say paper 2, yes, yes. Adam, when you say that the paper that you wanted, MS, if you choose to learn MS, you choose to pick up MS. You wanted it. So you have to do it. Okay, by hook or by crook, because it's something that you demand. You have to work it out. You can do it if you want. Okay, don't dump all the things to the shoulder of teacher without you doing anything. Okay, you want the subject, you want the result, you have to work it out. You can do it, I can tell you. Just tell yourself, I can do it. Everyone can score very good. No is compulsory. What is that? Idris, what do you mean by no? No is compulsory. Iris, what do you mean by no is compulsory? Okay, and MS subject is compulsory. Oh, for you because of your class, right? So if you have MS, I tell you the advantages that you get MS. When for you to apply local you stand a better chance with compared to those who are not taking MS. That is the advantage. So you struggle to if let's say you're very weak, no, not a problem. Make sure that you score. Later, I'll tell you how to overcome the problem. Make sure that you get at least a credit. I can tell you, I can guarantee you, you have a better place in varsities later compared to those who did not take MS, right? So please pay attention with me. Okay, okay, see, you say I'm thankful that I learned learning MS, good. So now please pay attention, I'm going to continue my slide. Again, the same additional materials, scientific calculators and fact. Don't forget your long ruler as well, because long ruler is for your linear programming and linear law, right? So then for this, how to solve a problem? Okay, when you get a question, that is a problem to you, you need to solve. But then how are you going to solve this question? How are you going to make sure that you can get it correctly? Please pay attention and jot down my notes. As I'm talking, you jot down the notes. So first of all, what do you need to do? You need to understand the question. Okay, say teacher, I understand. What you understand? You must see that question, that particular question that you read belongs to which topic, or what subtopic is it? Do you know or not? Okay, if you knew, very good. Then continue to the second part. Look for the information. What are the keywords given to you? Okay, fine, you got the keyword. Then go for what is to be found. What is the question wants from you? Okay, these are the three things. If you understand this, if you can label these three parts, means that you have understood the question, given question. So once this is understood, secondly, you go for planning. What do you need to plan? Okay, you need to choose a suitable strategy. What strategy you want to use? It depends on you, right? You choose or you use the correct formula. Okay, that's in our MS. What we depends on to get our answer is formula. So make sure that formula is in your hand. When I prompt you a formula, you will be able to elaborate to me. Okay, what is all those algebra indicating? If you can't tell me the A is indicating what, B is indicating what, means that you cannot. Just like Y equals to MX plus C. What is M indicating? M is gradient. What is C indicating? C is Y-intercept. Okay, and what is Y equals to MX plus C? Is the equation of straight line in gradient form. So by looking into Y equals to MX plus C, not by itself, you need to know what is it. And you have to be able to elaborate every single thing. Okay, you use the correct formula. So formula is very important. Once, I understand the question, I'm planning which formula, so what do? You carry out. Okay, now you do. Okay, how do you do? You carry out your calculation. You get the formula, get the value, sub into the formula, you start your, okay, if you need a graph, please sketch the graph for, let's say, for quadratic function. Okay, you need either it is maximum point or minimum point. You need the sketching the graph. Go ahead for you to see better. Then after that, if you need a table for linear programming or for a linear law, you need a table for that. Go ahead. For coordinate geometry, you need a table to plot the coordinate. Go ahead. Okay, don't say that later lazy lah. When you're lazy, I tell you, marks is away from you. Okay, then after that, what do? You go to the fourth point and you check. What is the check? You check your answer. Is the answer reasonable? Okay, the answer that I produce, finally, before you go to the next question, the final answer, you think first. Is it correct or not? Okay, how are you going to reason it? It depends. Okay, then let's say, for example, I give you a question is asking you for how many people in the room. Okay, how many people in the room? Okay, then this is especially for the topic of probability distribution. So you get the n equals to 35.5, right? We are talking about people. So you leave your answer as 35.5 as your final answer. Do you think you get marks for that? You say number of people attending the talk is 35.5 people. So do you think you get it right? Respond to me. Okay, Idris, so say no. Why not? Why not? You can. When you say no, then you should be able to reason it. Why not? Why can't? So if you say can't, yes, there is a number 0.5. So then what is your answer? So one answer that you want to decide. Is it 35 or 36? Because 35.5, according to mathematics, we round off to 36 because 0.5 is more than 5 and more. So we round off to 36. Now you have to reason it. 35.5 people that I got for my calculation. So should I write my answer as 35 people or 36 people? So can you please? 35. Very good. Okay, now you tell me, Idris, why 35? Why 35? Why not 36? Because in mathematics, I learned as rounding up, it should be 35. Not 30, it should be 36, sorry, not 35. Now you're giving me as 35. And I can tell you that 35 is correct. The answer is correct, but not 36. Why? You have to reason out because the 0.5 is not a whole person yet. It might be a baby in the, is still in pregnancy, mama's womb, not yet born. So the 0.5, right? A few months in together with mommy, right? So the 0.5, that's why we take 35. You should be able to reason it. Okay, then after that, or do you have other methods to show that the answer that you got earlier? If you have, then bravo, I tell you, congratulations. Because in order to master a question, you should have at least 2 methods to show, right? If you couldn't, means that you need to do more exercise in this. Minimum 2 methods for you to solve a single question. Okay, I thought if round off more than 5, have to round off to yes. I might say yes, correct. But the 0.5 is not enough to form a person. That's why we don't round off to 36. That is the actual situation. But if let's say this thing happened in SPM, just because your level, because we do, in our lesson, we do not really explain in our lesson, right? So if let's say a candidate writing the question of 35, we accept. 36, also we accept. That is the benefit of SPM candidates. But I won't tell you that. I want you to go for the exact correct answer. Yes. Now I might say yes, it depends on the question, right? So 35.5 is something that you can count. Something that you can count. The 0.5 is not, it can't form. It is not 1 yet. So we reduce to the integer before it. Okay, now understand, please jot down. Yes, for object, very good. So please jot down. As you're listening to me, then you jot down for object, for counting, for measurement, for mass, everything should be according to the question asked. What is the question asked? Don't simply, if let's say a number, yes, you round off. Nothing is given. Let's say they give you a question of 3 divided by 2. Okay, then you get 1.5. Then that one you can round off to 2. Not a problem. It's a number. Okay. Now let's continue with, if you have any question, please prompt to me in the chat box. Okay, this is the topics. These are the chapters for your Form 4 syllabus, okay, of all this, 11 chapters. In your mind, you say, teacher, I want to score A, can or not? Yes, can, no problem. Now, how much that you have mastered all these topics? And chapter 10 and 11 will be the chapter in part C. Part C only. The rest, the red color is in paper 1, in paper 2, part A and part B. So make sure you master. You want A, you have to struggle because overall, you have only 21 topics. 21 topics, you take away 2 topics because part C, there are 4, you chosen 2. I choose 2. Okay? And I want to drop 2 topics. So you have 19 topics. 19 topics. If let's say 1 week I study 2 topics, there's no way that A can run away from me, right? See how I make the A so easy come to me, right? So then, after that, before I proceed, I would like to ask in these chapters of Form 4, right, which topic that you think is difficult for you? Can I get some response from you? Which you can't master yet? You let me know, then I'll tell you how to handle. Okay, chapter 5. Chapter 5 is indices and logarithm. Okay, some more? Everywhere, chapter 5. Okay, chapter 5, some more? So the rest, no problem. Chapter 9 is differentiation. Chapter 10, solution of triangle. Chapter 9, okay? So if let's say you are strong in the chapter that you have no problem, make sure every time that you solve question, either your teacher giving you the question or you get the question from your friend or whoever share you the question, make sure you score. Because for that particular question, chapter, you don't have problem. Make sure you score. And the one that you're having problem, okay, there are a few ways that I can tell you. You can have a small group. Get a friend who is good in that particular chapter. Okay, ask him or her, okay, to guide you. Okay, to guide you, she as the mentor, you all as the mentee. And the mentor, okay, guys, you may say that I don't want to teach my friend, very troublesome. My idea, my knowledge is mine. Why should I share? Guys, I tell you, the more you share, okay, the sharpened thinking skill you will have. Don't worry. God will bless you for your kindness. This is one thing that I believe. That is why I am here to share my knowledge with you, right? Sharing is caring. The more you share, you will gain more. Okay, you give one, you will gain back two. Okay, then the mentee, where you learn from your mentor, you have to do your part. Don't everything absorb only. You have your Q&A session with your mentor. Let your mentor learn something from you as well. So the mentee learn from the mentor learn from the mentee in the win-win situation. I can assure you within a few lessons, I think most by 3 times that you meet up for that particular topic, you will be settled. No more problem for that particular topic, but you have to be proactive, right? You have to work it on your own. Okay, so the chapter that you mentioned later, indices and logarithm, there will be some questions that I discussed later. differentiation also, right? But solution of triangle, I don't have this question. I don't have part C question to be discussed. Okay, now let's go to chapter topic for Form 5. Chapter for Form 5. Just now I asked the other group, you were in vectors. Am I right? Yes or no, you are in vectors? Respond to me. Are you in vectors? Yes. Okay, good. Have you finished vectors? Trigo, okay, or different class? Okay, have you finished vectors? Yes, okay, finished, good. Haven't, okay? Okay, let's say now because of MCO, even though teacher, because of quite difficult for us to deliver the lesson to you, you yourself have to be proactive. Okay, always Google YouTube to look for that particular chapter's material, okay, to learn on your own. There are lots of YouTube in English. Okay, that is one thing that benefits you. You are DLP students, okay, and YouTube, most of the YouTube of that particular topics from overseas are in English. So there's one point that you gain. Okay, so for this, okay, progression, linear law, integration, vectors, trigonometric function, okay, permutation. Later, I'll share something with you under probability later. Okay, now for chapter 9 and 10, again, these are the two topics fall in part C. The rest will be in part A, paper 1, okay, paper 2, section A and section B, right? Except, no, I think it should be all rounded because format remain. Format paper 1, 80 marks, 25 questions, 2 hours. Paper 2 format, 6, 4, 2 question, 12 question total, in total that you need to answer. Okay, 100 marks, 2 hours and 30 minutes. That is the format. But the arrangement of the question can change. Okay, the position of that the question can be changed. This is the picture, or these are the questions of paper SPM 2019, paper 1. So these are the questions. You can see that, for example, function 2. 2 means that 2 marks. Quadratic function 3 marks. Quadratic function 3 marks. So when you see 2 marks, this is something that you need to worry. Because of 2 marks, okay, they will be, for sure, they will be asking concept. Okay, this is question 1 to 13, and these are the chapter for 14 to 25. I think I give you this one in the my handout, so you can go through, right? Later, I'll share a few questions from here. Then this is paper 2's question. Okay, section 1, start with simultaneous equation, indices, circular measure, differentiation, and integration. Differentiation and integration, they should come as one in paper 2. Because if I were to form differentiation question by itself, it's quite difficult. Then statistics, vectors, and then section B, differentiation, probability, distribution, this one also, right? And then coordinate geometry, coordinate function, trigonometric function, and linear law. Okay, and then section C. This is section C. The 4 chapters that I told you just now, it was in blue color. Okay. Now for paper 1, these are the questions that highlighted, the green color. These are the questions that we are going to discuss. Okay, this is for paper 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There will be 7 questions that I'm going to discuss. Right. What do you mean by Lu? What do you mean by no? Michelle? Okay, Azza. Okay. So now let's continue with this. Are you ready?